Hi, it's Simone. I'm so glad you're joining me today for an artsy update on what I made in June. I have a Ko-fi page where I take you along on my year-long making journey, where I am on the quest to become a real artist. I have several membership tiers over there. A believer tier, a virtual companion, and a physical companion or happy mail companion. And yeah, you are with me on that journey, and I'm sharing what I'm making. So in June, I had the obstacle that my parents were coming to visit for almost the whole month. So I was working before, not during the time they were here, and then after they were here, and tried to make art so that I could share it with those people that pledged money to me. The topic, I wanted to have something that was easy to make so that I wouldn't have to scramble so hard to get something that was usable. And I had just recently purchased several watercolors, and so the watercolor and arting and sketch journaling was on my mind. So I had the idea that I would make a mixed media passport size journal or sketch journal for all of my happy mail companions, so that they could also use this to finally, if they're like me, then finally start a sketch journal. It's small enough so that it's not intimidating, or maybe get to know their watercolor or that medium that they have been shying away from for a long time, by swatching them, mixing them, using this to get to know their media, their art material more. So that was what all started it. And then let me get into my idea finding book. This is what idea I had as well. I was thinking about numbers in bubbles, so I tried those out here, and then I went into the already familiar field of what is this? Collaging. So I made some sketches, what I wanted to have on my what collages I wanted to make. I wanted to make a journal. I was thinking about these watercolor blobs, and I had the idea to add something in here like that, but I couldn't really find the shape correctly, so I thought maybe I'll just try that. Here is the idea for this. Maybe I can just try that in Procreate. And then I tried a watercolor palette right here, a pencil. I really love how this pencil turned out. And then for the brushes, it was kind of frustrating because, yeah, brushes aren't really that colorful, and so they're kind of boring to make. And then I also tried my hand on a water brush, and I personally think you can easily see and recognize that on here. And then I went to my scanner and scanned those all in. And then I did another exercise, just a warm-up exercise of putting watercolor. I have some of them still in raw right here, putting watercolor onto paper and then adding texture patterns on top of them right here. So I tried my hand at several. I tried some other watercolors. I tried fine liner. Right here is another fine liner. This one is watercolor and fine fine liner as well. This one is, yeah, a gel pen, black pen, a white gel pen. This one was pencils. And then I tried to add texture with watercolor and a liner brush. And I really, really like how these especially turned out. This one was really, really amazing. I really love how this turned out. Well, actually, I love this one, I love this one, I love this one. And so I decided to scan those in, not those, because I feel they were nice, but they didn't feel like me. These feel like me. And so that was just a learning curve, you know. It takes a little while to figure out what is your own style. And it's good to try all of those different things. And then, so I scanned those in, edited them, and then this one I made into a sticker. And I used my cutting machine to cut those out. And I also had recently ordered some different sticker papers to try. So this is a glossy, you can see that right here. It's a glossy sticker paper. And if you are one of those happy mail companions, let me know what you think of the sticker paper. I would really, I'm almost out of all the sticker paper that I have, and so I would like to get more, and I'm wondering what material would be the one that I would stock up on. So this I made, and then I used this one to make another sticker, and I put it right here. This one says live life to the fullest. This is also glossy, and this is glossy transparent. The stripes on the back, I took it off a packaging and put it in here because I had to remove it from somewhere because I didn't like the way I had packaged it. But this is what this looks like. And let me just try. I'm wetting my finger. I have an inkjet printer, and yeah, so the problem is that it is not water resistant. And so if it gets wet, it comes off, which, yeah. I wonder if every sticker shop has that problem. I have never really tried that, but I'm notorious for getting my fountain pen inks wet and taking the ink off those papers. So I was wondering if that would be an issue here. It is, basically. Wow, now I smudged all of this. Not cool. So this is all the physical art that I made. These and these. This is what I made before I left on vacation, and this is what I made after. I needed a way. I think I made it after. I'm not 100% sure, to be honest. I needed a way to get back into making art, and so that was really great. And these circles, especially this one, is inspired by Diane and Tony, maybe. I will link her YouTube channel in the description box below. It's a really nice resource for getting into this after you've started. So where is my super suit? Right here. So then I went onto my iPad and into Procreate, and I made these numbers that you saw. So I decided, I was thinking of making 21 and writing each of those out, but it never looked right. So I made a 20 and then added the bubbles onto there. And I actually really like how this turned out. So I have numbers from 1 to 31, and then I have the weekdays, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 of each. And I made them this small because I am using an A6 planner and I wanted to use those in my planner. I'll show that to you when I get to the art in my journal. But then I also made July and August. Since I finished this when it was already July, I decided to make 2 monthly stickers because then you would be able to use these in either of those 2 months. Then I scanned in the blob. I made one with an edge that is defined and then undefined. So I made one that says just do the thing. And then I thought, well, you know what? You could do this as a reminder to actually do it, and then use this as a badge of accomplishment. And then I also left one open so that you could fill it in, maybe just film the damn video. Never know. So I have all these 3 here, and then I edited the art supplies, which I really think that by lining those on the iPad and making them more visible really makes a huge difference. Especially with this journal, I was able to add a label on here. I used all of these supplies to put them into a cup. I wanted the coffee cup, but I thought it looked really way too bold. It wasn't very balanced, and I'll show you what I changed. And then here is what the pencil looks like, the brushes, and the water brush. I'm really excited about how all of this turned out. And if you have a better printer than me, it probably looks even better. I love how this mixing palette looks. This turned out exactly how I envisioned it in my head. And then, so I changed this to this. I made this, well, I used this obviously as a guide, but I drew this by myself, and I really like that now the heart is the same color palette as the pencil, the eraser on the pencil, so that works well together. And then I added all of the circles that I deemed worthy. So I put in those 2 stickers, and then I had them as an empty piece. I do think that this is something that, well, everything on here is something that you can do on your own. And if you don't want to purchase this, this is all, you go ahead and you do this, because I think that you can learn all of those things. But this is definitely something that you can do on your own. It's amazing to get to know your watercolors better. It's just, if you need something to start your art and to get inspired because you don't really know what exactly you want to do, totally do this. But if you need these circles and you don't have time, then yeah, you can take them and just stick them like that. Or you could rip them apart and make them even more grungy, vintagey, and then I added some of the pencils because I love that so much. I made this even bigger. This could be a cool, like, you know, cover up for private journaling in a journal. And then I have this one I found in an old book. And then I made journaling cards from the art that I made. I really like this one. I added those together to form some kind of scenery. Then this is for your just do the thing list, and then maybe if you want to add a note into a letter or something, that would be really cool. Since I wanted to film this, I haven't used these things in my journals yet, but I have some examples of the one from May. And then I made the numbers bigger because I figured if you were going to use the numbers in a Hobonichi Cousin, for example, or an A5 journal, this is really, wow, where is it? This is really, this is not it, is it? Yeah, this is really tiny. So yeah, I made them bigger so that you have another set of numbers if you wanted those, and then also bigger days. So that was the printable, and if you were a virtual companion, then you would have gotten those. But if you were a Happy Mail companion, then you would not have only gotten this. I also made these two stamps for pans and stamped out some of each for each of my companions, so they would have samples as well. And this is also super easy. If you wanted to make this, that's a really great start to get the stamp carving going, and just make two pans, a full pan and a half-size pan for your watercolor swatches. So I made those. I don't have any of the items that I put into the Happy Mail, except for that sticker that I just showed you, which is now gone, unfortunately. Nope, not here anymore. But then I also thought about, I really love zines, and this is my template. So if you want to make a zine, then you just take your paper, fold it in half lengthwise, and then cut and then fold it into fourth the other way, and then fold it like this, cut the middle until you get to these creases, and then you fold it again like this, and then you can really easily put it together. I will show you again maybe on this one. This is too big though. I had originally thought, since I wanted to save time, to use this. I had made this several years ago, and besides the fact that this isn't really my color scheme, maybe the colors are still okay, but I probably wouldn't make it the same way right now. I also figured that even though this is already made, I would have to handwrite 10 of those, and so the time that I would be saving not making this, I would actually spend again by writing. So I made one on my app in Procreate. I just added the lines like here, here, and here, and here, so that I could put it into the different quadrants. It's not quadrants because it's 8, but and then I numbered them, and then I just started designing the life update. And so let me just flip through this really quickly. I added the art, I added some photos, and that's the life update. The life update. So what else? I really like how this zine turned out. What I don't really like is how when you use a letter size zine or make it in the letter size, then I don't really like the proportions of this. These are much more pleasant to look at than these, but unfortunately I don't have a printer that is this big, so I just made it in letter size. And yeah, what I also wanted to talk about is that I really can see improvement on how I'm able to use the Procreate app. I was able learned how to recolor these without having to write this every time. That's why they look the same. But I was able to add different colors on here, and that is really cool. So I feel more comfortable using the app now, and that is just so good to see that what I had intended by this Ko-fi, introducing Ko-fi and having accountability partners, it really works. And then the last thing is last month in May, I added one quote that was kind of the overarching theme. And I forgot that in June. And so I made this after the fact, and this is actually a free printable on my Ko-fi page. I will leave a link to my page down below, and you can download this for free. Because that's exactly how I feel about art, especially right now in this point in history where just living in this world and existing is sometimes really, really hard. And so let me read the quote to you. Exercising the imagination, experimenting with talents, being creative. These things to me are truly the window to your soul. And yes, it expresses that you can look inside, but it's also, for me, this also shows that if you do these things, then you're able to touch it up, to make your life more bearable. I don't really care if you draw, if you paint, or if you do just something that helps you to express yourself, to invent something new, to make something with your hands, with words, with knitting needles, which is also your hands basically, but something to help ease living on this planet. So I made this and put it in different sizes, so you can put it as a tip-in. Maybe you want to add this as a note and write something on the back. Yeah, so that's all the things that I made. Unfortunately, I can't really share what I made as a Happy Mail because I have already sent it out. I think I have a little clip of me putting the stuff together, so I'll include that. And then I have the freebie right here. I wanted to show you how I've been using the little things that I have been using already, the test prints mostly. So I've been using the numbers, and also here is one of the note cards from the houses. So this is my current planner. I used the July right here. And then I've been using the numbers on every day to date my days. I didn't have the days printed out yet, so I'm writing the days and sticking in the numbers, and I really like the way this looks. And then here is one of the journaling cards that I included here, which that's how you can use those things. So even though there's houses on here, these journaling cards are the same basically. And then I have one right here. Here's videos that I want to film. So I've been using them, and they have come in really, really handy. Okay, I think that was all I wanted to share with you today. I thank you so much for being here. Don't forget to grab your free printable on my Ko-fi page. If you want to become a virtual companion, then please feel free to subscribe. I do have something that I actually want to give away. This one. I have one of those sketch journals left over. It's mixed media paper, so you don't have to be too what is it, precious about it, just use it. That will be my biggest quest for you. Use it. And then I have these two things that I made in May, and I will include those. It's a tiny one, but please leave a comment below. Let me know what you would like to see over on Ko-fi. What can I share there that would enhance your life? What would make you follow me over there? Yeah, if you did that, then come back here and comment down below. The giveaway is open for 1 week. Details are in the description box down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you too soon. Until then, bye.